The 635 East project has made a lot of progress in 2024 and we're here to talk about it today. So in this video, we'll be talking about the 635 East project again, which started in 2020 and is scheduled to be completed by the end of 2025. This project is on 635 from US 75, east of US 75, to I-30, and on I-30 from uh, Gus Thomason all the way to Galloway Avenue or around the West Drive, that area. So to start things off, this project is a very expensive one. It costs $1.6 billion. It is meant to improve almost 14 miles of roadway, and it's certainly very taxing on the people going through and throughout these areas because construction has been there for a while. And for a while, it kind of did look bleak because it looked like progress wasn't really being made, and it looked like for their said opening date really wouldn't actually happen. But things picked up a lot this year, and it looks like they actually got they picked up the pace on the project, which is something I like to see. So we'll start from US 75 downward, and we'll talk about everything that's happened. So first off, from about around TI Boulevard uh, to 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 about Centerville, the westbound main lanes were shifted onto new pavement this year. This had not happened before because before 2024, the main lanes had mostly stayed on the old pavement while they were working on the new pavement to the east of the old westbound main lanes of 635, and that was pretty horrible because it looked like they weren't actually getting stuff done, but eventually they picked up the pace, they finished the bridges, and they opened that portion of 635 gradually, because the first portion of 635 to open was from around Jupiter Road to from Jupiter Road to Plano, and that was around May this year, and during July, and by July it was opened from Jupiter to Greenville, and that means the westbound main lanes are shipped onto new pavement onto a new bridge, and exit ramps were reconfigured to their permanent locations instead of the dodgy ones that were already put the asphalt over it, and that stuff ends up making it very confusing to drive on because you have to shift a lot. But since the main lanes are configured to their new permanent layout, the exit ramps are now much better and much more streamlined. On eastbound 635, they also opened a section of main lane from around from Greenville Avenue, the same like east of US 75, all the way to about west of Skillman Street, which is where the lanes shift back onto the original pavement. It looks like from here the plan is to have both sides go on one boat. The westbound and eastbound lanes be on one side while they completely reconfigure the right side of the freeway, the eastbound side, which is similar to what they did in the Southern Gateway project in the final year of construction, where they kind of shifted, where they kind of made, while they had completed one side, they had to shift the other side there so they could work on that side of the main lanes more effectively and actually reconstruct it. So then after they did that, they could shift that to the new concrete and then work on the express lanes and open it, which is kind of similar approach they take um, from this point out. But it is way different to the approach they take uh, e- to the approach they take west of Skillman Street, where the freeway is more split, and then there's kind of half and half, and then the express lanes are supposed to go down the middle, which is what they're currently doing west of Skillman Street, but east of Skillman Street they kind of look like they're more configured to be on one side. Also, multiple bridges opened. The Miller Road Bridge is basically complete. U-turn lanes are almost accessible there, or they are at this point. Greenville Avenue, obviously both U-turn lanes are accessible. The whole bridge is open and it's complete at this point. Abrams, somewhat, Forest, somewhat not. Those bridges aren't complete. They still have to lay some concrete somewhere, but the frontage roads there are completely open and the place is way more connected than it was. Also, if you notice at Greenville, for months, um, there's been extra piers that have been saved there because of the express lanes exit to US 75 and vice versa, because there's a US because they're gonna add the US 75 ramp to eastbound 635 on express lanes ramp, so that's why they have those extra piers saved there at Greenville Avenue, which kind of makes sense, but not really, I guess. But no, they do. Because those were the original plan. Even when they kind of modified the plan slightly to only have one express lane in each direction, those ramps are still there. Because because express lane exits to the major highways, I guess, decrease the burn of traffic merging onto US 75 and I-30, and I guess it's a quicker way to get there. Now heading to Garland. In Garland, lots of work was done, as you know. Almost all of 635 is open in Garland, except for the Centerville Bridge, which is kind of still being used as a for the Northwest Drive, for Northwest Highway exit. Excuse me for saying Northwest Drive. That's its destination in Mesquite, not Garland. Um, for Northwest Highway exit, but west of that, it's 635 is transferred onto new main lanes, and the frontage road in Garland is almost all open, except for maybe not except for like west of Shiloh Road, because that's kind of where the frontage road ends currently, because they still have to work on the frontage road ramps, even though they've opened the bridge up finally at Garland Road, which I didn't actually think they were going to get done this year, but somehow they did, very quickly actually, and after they finish that, I'm pretty sure 635 in Garland, at least on the westbound side, would be complete. Eastbound, looking eastbound, the front road is mostly open, because you know how it's open from northwest side with the Centerville to La Prada. It's all open there. You can see it, and wow, I'm running 10 minutes now. But yeah, and as for the main lanes are kind of not really in Garland, especially not. They're still in the original configuration. They're still on the old pavement. They haven't been transferred onto a new bridge in Garland, because that shift happens near entering Mesquite, not in Garland. Because that shift happens at the La Prada, near La Prada Drive, where they shift the eastbound main lanes onto the new pavement, and they shift the westbound slash northbound lanes onto the old eastbound pavement, so they can work effectively on the north slash westbound northbound slash westbound bridge for 635. As you can see in these photos. Now that we went to Mesquite, lots of work's been done there. Lots of things have been opened this year. And the project, especially the I-30 interchange, is looking very much near complete this year. For starters, Gus Thomason is open. It's finally out. It's finally active after a year of construction on that bridge. They finally opened it in all. As a signalized intersection, as an underpass to I-30. They also opened. They also shifted the direction of the Oates Drive. The Oates Drive ramp to go onto the new La Plata Bridge for northbound 635. And they also tweaked up a few things there. Oates Drive Bridge is looking pretty much the same this whole year. They haven't done much there. Galloway Bridge has kind of been is partially open. Those Drive bridges too, but it looks like not much has been done since they opened the first half of the new bridge in May 2023. But but as we approach I-30, this is where things start to take a little shift. The exit to I-30 has been shifted. It kind of temporarily takes you to new pavement under the Oates Drive and Galloway bridges to get you to the new exit to the I-30 ramps, to I-30 westbound and eastbound ramps. For the I-30 westbound ramp, that traffic was transferred onto the new bridge of I-30 that went over Gus Thomason instead of being detoured onto the Frontage Road, which is how it was when construction was still ongoing for the bridge. They also opened all 8 direct connectors at the I-30 I-635 interchange, and all of that is open. And westbound I-30 is pretty much in its final configuration, except for like express lanes and some stuff. The westbound bridge to 635, the westbound bridge of I-30 going over I-635 is open, as well as the westbound Frontage Road bridge is also open to kind of make more sense of the Gus Thomason interchange, and kind of stop the detour they had to do to the westbound I-30 Frontage Road while they were working on the bridge. They also shifted northbound 635 north of Town East Boulevard onto new pavement, and they made a lot of progress this year. So hopefully, hopefully I covered most of everything that happened. There are a few closures happening right now. On Daly Road, I think in Dallas, that's somewhat being closed up because they're still working on the new bridge, the new signature bridge at Skillman Street. They're still working on lots of things. They're still working on the kind of complicated interchange at Garland Road. They're still working on the Miller Road intersection to make it go from a more of a jug handle interchange to an actual signalized one, which they've only been successful with at the westbound side so far for 635. Hopefully I provide some insight onto this a very long project, and hopefully it gets completed by the end of 2025, because it looks very much on course for that.